In this week's Bunkai Strategies, we're going to look at a principle rather than a certain technique. Because I was asked earlier about how one goes about learning tuite or torite, and we can look at books. Best way, of course, is to learn with a teacher who can point out what needs changing. Certainly for the karateka, we can look at the moves from our kata and think about how they get applied as twisting hands. So this is fairly uncombative looking at it in the way we're going to today. That's not the point. We don't want to be looking at it in that way. We want to be understanding the principle, and then we can take that principle and chuck it into every move we've ever learned. So, if we consider that torite, tuite, is twisting hands, like the Chinese china, then what we've got to look at is how we twist hands. So if we've got a willing volunteer, and you have a hand that's out in its natural sort of, oh, this is a bit rigid, but it's natural kind of plane. You see it kind of, it would swing like this. This is the natural arc of it here. And if I'm about making things wrong with it, then the first thing to do would be to turn it over like that, because that's absolutely not the way it's meant to go. There's no one who rests with their hand down this way by their leg. This is wrong, isn't it? It's not natural. So that then will be one thing wrong. If we then make something else wrong, and there's so many places we can go with this, but right now I'm just going to deal with the twist of the hands. So that's turn the hand over on one plane. We could either rotate it further, then we've got a technique, or we could add in a different place for the plane to change. So I might go that way, for instance, or you might go that way. Either way, it's an additional layer to things going on. And if you take that idea and then you look at any kind of situation that might evolve, so we might say, you know, the hand comes in on your chest, someone's shoving you. That's the way he wants that hand to be. So if I go against nature and move over here, then I've got something to hit them back with. I've got something applied. If I go with nature, the natural plane from here for this to bend is this way, because it's back towards his centre line. If we go with nature, then I'm just in line for a punch. Whereas if I go against nature, then I take away, for a moment, that facility for them to punch us as well. So that's the principle, and you then apply it through every joint and through every kind of situation you can think of. That's why karate can never be boring, because you can do that forevermore, can't you? So taking any move that you've learned, that might say gidan because it's that first thing we ever learned, then you just apply that to it. So let's take a really, really simple one, just for this example of the shove coming in. As the shove's coming in, we're going to clamp that, we're turning to the outside line, we've already got a little bit of torite, tuite just going on here, and then as we touch here, we're just rolling that over, which gives us doing this, which is a fair approximation of an application for gidan. So working through the principles, that's how we start with looking at something like twisting limbs.